Hey everyone, welcome to part 8 of this trophy and achievement guide for the original Final Fantasy VII. We're just finishing up in Cosmo Canyon, we got back in the buggy, and now we're going to travel north to get to our new destination, Nibelheim. We'll go across this river in the shallow water, and then continue heading north, and eventually you'll get to Nibelheim, nestled right between the mountains here. Now let's go inside, walk forward for a scene. You said the whole town burnt down, right? Yeah. Cloud, did you make up that story just to get our support? I'm not lying. I remember the intense heat of the flames. This is the first opportunity where you can get Vincent in your team, but the requirement for that is to fight a boss that we're not ready for yet because of our low level. So instead, we're just going to exit out to the top right corner and we'll be back to the world map. We'll run through this valley all the way up until we get to the very end and then go inside, and now we'll be actually in Mount Nibel. We're just going to take the winding path all the way around until we get to the back part. Now there are some more enemies in this area, and if you get into an encounter, I would recommend just running away from them. The next boss that we're going to fight is the one where we have to be at a lower level in order to do the trick on him, so I don't want to gain any more levels at this point. We'll just keep running away. And now we're going to go all the way to the back part of this area where we can see that the path diverges toward the north. We're going to go up to the top, and then we have to circle around the back of this pillar, and now we can open up this treasure chest for a rune blade. That's a new weapon for Cloud, so let's go ahead and throw that on him. It's actually quite an improvement over the Force Dealer that we have. It offers a double experience growth as well. So that's good. I'm going to take my new slot for Materia on the weapon, and I'm going to throw in the Death Flow Materia. That's something that allows us to do some additional damage in battle, but the likelihood that we'll miss is also pretty high. Let's retrace our steps to get back onto the main path, and then we're going to follow it along toward the back side. When you get to the very back, you can then jump down from here and then proceed on. Now, if you stop right here, you can go to the north and follow the trail up. There's going to be a treasure chest up there with a weapon for Red 13 called the Plus Barret. It's essentially the same as the rune blade that we just picked up, and we don't need it, so I'm going to go on without it, but feel free to pick it up if you want to. Otherwise, just keep going toward the left all the way up this bridge, and then you're going to get into the room at the top. You have to be careful around here because you may encounter an enemy like this green dragon. He's very powerful. He has 3,500 HP. A good way to take care of him quickly is to use level 4 suicide. You'll be able to make him into critical health and finish him off quickly. You can steal a gold armlet from him, which is a good piece of equipment, and you can also learn the enemy skill Flamethrower from him if you still need to do that. We got it a while ago though, so it doesn't matter so much. He'll give you a lot of experience, AP, and gil upon defeat, but we're going to head out of here and keep going. You want to go down the number 2 pipe, and that will take you down to the top of this rock, where you can pick up a new piece of equipment called Power Soul. This is a great piece of equipment for Tifa, and we'll definitely use it. Let's hop down the rocks and be careful not to interact with the boss. Instead, we'll go to the save point to save the game and to get our equipment ready. So as an overview of the equipment, I have Cloud, Tifa, and Barret. Cloud is holding the Rune Blade, the Mythril Armlet, and the Fire Ring, which will nullify fire-based attacks. I gave Tifa the new Power Soul weapon, the Mythril Armlet, and the Star Pendant to protect against poison. And Barret has the W Machine Gun, Mythril Armlet, and the Talisman, which raises Spirit by 10. Now let's have a look at the Materia selections. I gave Cloud Steel, Cover, Shiva, and the enemy skill materia, and on his armor I linked together the elemental and Rama materia. That gives him a little bit of protection against electric based attacks, which this boss can do. Now looking at Tifa, she has the transform materia with the mini spell that's useful for strategy. We also have long range and a couple all materias just to keep them leveling up, and then on her armor I gave her all linked with restore so that we can heal all the party members. Barret has Lightning, Chocobo Lure, and Poison, which is very important for the strategy, being able to cast Bio. I also gave him Chocomog as well as an all materia just to level up. Now let's take a minute to go into the status screen because this is very important. Do you see how Barret has a magic stat of 40? That is what you want. You can manipulate that value a little bit based on the materia that you give them. Typically giving them green or red materia will increase that number. You don't want it to be above 40, but somewhere like 38, 39, or 40 is perfect for this strategy because we need to do a very specific amount of damage to this enemy. I'm going to turn the battle speed way down to the slowest, and that allows us a little bit more time to react while we go through this fight. And then we're going to save the game before we do this because you might take a couple tries to get this to work correctly, but if it does work, then you're going to have a very easy time with this boss fight. I'd say of all the boss fights I'm going to show you, this one is the most technical in terms of what you have to do strategy-wise, but it's really fun when you can pull it off. So now that we're ready, let's go down and interact with the Materia Keeper. I'm going to show you how to get this guy to kill himself very quickly. The first thing that you want to do in this fight is to use enemy skill Big Guard that just protects your team. As you can see, even though we're all in the back row, he still does a ton of damage to us because we're at such a low level. Now we'll just have Tifa heal whoever got attacked. In this case it was Cloud. We take reduced healing because of our magic barrier, but that's okay. A Cure 2 will still get us back to full health. And now we'll take less damage thanks to Big Guard. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to have Tifa use Mini on herself so that she will shrink down. When a character is in Mini status, they will only do 1 damage when they attack physically. So this is a good way to limit the amount of damage we're doing. We'll have Barret cast Bio, and what we want to see is exactly what happened, doing 99 damage and poisoning the enemy. I spent a lot of time with this damage calculator, the link is in the description, but basically you put in the stats for the attack you're doing, the attacker stats, that's Barret stats, the defender stats, which is the Materia Keeper, and then it gives you the results at the bottom for the expected damage range. The choices that I made so far in this game in terms of getting Barret to this level with this equipment and doing this attack on this particular enemy was all leading up to doing damage that is right in the middle of this damage range. So it's likely that we'll be able to pull this one off in one shot. If we got a little bit less than that, like 98 damage or so, we would just have Tifa attack, and that would be enough to get him to 99 damage. If you don't poison him, then you'll have to use a potion to heal him back up to full health, and then just try again. Now that he's poisoned, he's going to keep losing health, 262 health every time. And then once you've done a combination of 99 damage through the bio spell being cast and Tifa attacking in mini form, then he's going to be down to 7,777 HP, which means every attack he does will do that amount of damage. In this case, it hit Barret and he died. I'm able to quickly use a Phoenix down because I set the speed down to the slowest, and then the next time that poison will take damage on him, it will do 7,777 damage, which is enough to kill him very quickly. And that's the speedrunner's guide to defeating Materia Keeper. As a reward, we get 3,000 experience, 200 AP, 2,400 gil, and a gem ring as a reward. It seems the Materia Keeper was keeping the counter materia, so we'll pick it up before we go on. I'm just going to run up here quickly to save and heal everyone, and then we're going to head out the bottom right corner. We're not done in Mount Nibel entirely. We will come back here at a later point, but for now we're just going to exit out to the world map. And then what we want to do is to start heading toward the west. We'll run around this mountain range and then start heading north. We're going to kind of circle around the mountain here, and as we continue to head toward the northeast, we're going to run into another town, and this is called Rocket Town. Before you go in, make sure that your party is healed up. I'm just going to use the tent item to get all of my HP and MP back, and we're also going to save the game because the next thing that we have to do after some story stuff is another boss fight right away. Now, the Materia Keeper was the boss where we had to have a low level just to keep Barret's magic stat low. At this point, you can grind as much as you want to get to a high level to make future fights easier. Let's head into town for a short scene. What's that? A rusty old rocket. Wonder why they made something so huge. Let's start running into town, and if you want to, you can stop by and talk to this man 2 times, and if you do that, he'll give you the Yoshiyuki, which is a new sword for Cloud. It's not required, so I'm going to skip it, but feel free to grab that free weapon if you want to. Otherwise, we're going to head into the home in the upper right-hand corner. Let's start by going around the kitchen table, and we can go into the door on the other side. We can open up this treasure chest to get a drill arm that is a new weapon for Barret, and then we'll head out back for a scene. There's a Shinra logo on it, Tiny Bronco. This is cool. I wonder if we can borrow it. May I help you? No, we're just looking at it. If you would like to use it, please ask the captain. The captain should be in the rocket. I'm Shara, and what are your names? I'm Cloud. Tifa, nice to meet you. I'm Barret of Avalanche. So you're not with the Shinra? I thought you were bringing approval for the space program. President Rufus is scheduled to come here. The captain's been so restless all morning. Rufus? Let's head back inside, and then we're going to go around the table again and exit out the left side. Now we're going to go to the rocket area, which is out toward the north, far away from the camera. We'll start heading down around here. We'll go over this bridge and then go around to the other one, and then we have a very long staircase that we're going to climb up to the top. Once we get up here, we're going to take the ladder up to the upper platform. And now once we're up at the top, it's a short walk to go into the rocket itself. Once you're here, talk to the man. What are you guys doing here? We heard the captain was here. Captain? I'm the captain. We're gonna keep him named Sid. The name's Sid. Everyone calls me Captain, though. What do you want? Tell me about this rocket. Wow, not bad for a kid. Alright then, I'll explain it to you. You know Shinra developed a lot of technological gadgets during the meaningless war, right? Now it's a Mako company, but in the old days it was a weapons manufacturer. Well, they came up with a rocket engine. There was so much excitement about the thought of going into outer space, our dreams got bigger and bigger. They put a major budget into it and made prototype after prototype. Finally, they completed Shinra number 26. They chose the best pilot in Shinra, no, in the world, me. I mean, come on. And finally, we get to the day of the launch. Everything was going well. But because of Shara, the launch got messed up. That's why they became so anal. And so, Shinra nixed their outer space exploration plans. After they told me how the future was space exploration and got my hopes up, Then, it was all over once they found out Mako energy was profitable. They didn't even so much as look at space exploration. Money, moolah, dinero. My dream was just a financial number for them. Look at this rusted rocket. I was supposed to be the first man in space with this. Every day, it tilts a little bit more. At this rate, I don't know which will be first, this thing falling over or me getting out of here. My last hope is to talk to the president. After talking with Sid, let's leave the rocket and then make our way back down to the ground. I guess there's technically a shortcut to get out of here. Instead of running to the right and going over those little bridges, you can go toward the left and just run straight toward the back of the screen, and eventually it will transition to back in town. Let's go back into Sid's house in the upper right hand corner, and then we'll take a few steps when we get inside and we'll talk to Shara. Excuse me, Cloud? Did the captain say anything? Nope. Oh. Shara, what are you, blind? We got guests. Get some tea. I'm sorry. Really, don't mind us. Shut up. Sit down in those chairs and drink your tea. I'm pissed. Shara, I'll be in the backyard tuning up Tiny Bronco. And make sure to serve them some tea, alright? Poor Shara. Sorry, it's our fault. No, he's always like this. He always like this? That's pretty bad. No, it's because of my stupid mistake. I was the one who destroyed his dream. What happened? Hey, get it in gear. You work like a snail. Even the moon would get tired of waiting around for you. I'm sorry. Don't take so much time checking that oxygen tank. Shara, being careful is good, but no matter how many times you check that oxygen tank, it won't matter. That thing wouldn't break even if hell froze over. But... no buts. You're not stupid, so be more efficient. I'm sorry. Captain, our dreams are finally coming true. We are so proud to be part of the launch of Shinra number 26. Captain, preparations are complete. All that's left is liftoff. Yeah, leave it all to me. I'll be back in a few. Alright, Captain, fly our dreams into outer space. Thanks, guys. We're praying for your safety. Instrument panel, all clear. Shinra number 26, ready for launch. Engine pressure rising. Shinra number 26, 3 minutes to launch. Beginning countdown. Finally. What happened? Sid, we have an emergency situation. A mechanic is still in the engine section of the rocket. What? Who is it? I don't know. Activating the intercom in the engine section. Hey, who's still down there? It's Shara, Captain. Don't mind me. Go ahead with the launch. Shara, what are you still doing in there? I was still concerned. The results of the oxygen tank test weren't satisfactory. You stupid little idiot! It's gonna get so hot in there that there won't be anything left when we blast off. You're gonna be burnt to a crisp. You're gonna die. You know that, don't you? I don't mind. If I can just fix this, the launch will be a success. I'm almost done. Almost done? You're gonna die. Sid, we must start the countdown. We won't make it if we don't. Starting engine. Hey, wait a minute. Shara's still in here. What are you going to do, Sid? If we cancel now, it'll be another 6 months until the next launch. Oh, Shara, you want to make me a murderer? Captain! Shara? Tank number 7 check is complete. Once I complete tank number 8, it's all clear. Come on, Shara, hurry up. You're gonna die. 30 seconds until ignition. Beginning countdown. Sid, forget about her. We won't make it in time. What am I supposed to do? "15 seconds until ignition. Internal temperature rising." Oh man, the moon, outer space, my dreams. Ignite engine. Shoo! He pushed the emergency engine shutdown switch, aborting the mission to save my life. After that, the space program was cut back and the launch was cancelled. It's my fault his dream was destroyed. That's why it's all right. I don't care what the captain says. I'll live my life for him. Shara, you still haven't served him tea. I'm sorry. Hurry up and sit down, or ain't my hospitality good enough for you? They're late. Where is Rufus? Hey, long time no see. So, Sid, how you been? Well, if it ain't Fat Man Palmer, how long were you figuring on keeping me waiting? So, when's the space program gonna start up again? Hey, I don't know. The president's outside, so why don't you ask him? Good for nothing, fatty. Don't say fat. Hey, tea. Can I have some too, with lots of sugar and honey, and oh yeah, don't forget the lard. If you head out back, you can see where the tiny Bronco is. We're going to be stealing this in just a moment, but in order to do that, we have to do a boss fight first. So let's go ahead and head back out into the house area, and then we're going to go past Palmer and go straight outside. What the? You got me all excited for nothing. Then what'd you come here for? I want to borrow the tiny Bronco. We're going after Sephiroth, but seems like we've been going in the wrong direction. But now we think we know where he's headed. But we have to cross the ocean. That's why we want your plane. First the airship, then the rocket, and now the tiny Bronco? Shinra took outer space away from me, and now you want to take the sky away from me too? Oh my. You seem to forget it was because of Shinra Inc. that you were able to fly in the first place. What? Excuse me. This way. You wanted to use the tiny Bronco, right? I believe Palmer is going to take it. Why don't you talk to him? Make sure you're ready, then head out back to confront Palmer with a boss fight. Why do I have to do this? I'm the head of the space program. We'll be taking the tiny Bronco. I've seen you somewhere before. I know! The Shinra building when the president was killed! Ooh! Security! Here we have a very easy boss fight against Palmer. He only has 6,000 HP and he has 4 attacks that he can do, but one of those 4 doesn't really even do anything. He'll attack with Mako Gun on his turns that can either cast Fire 2, Ice 2, or Bolt 2. Just like Materia Keeper, he can be poisoned, so go ahead and cast Bio on him. Now I put the 96 number up in the corner there, and that is because we're keeping track of how much damage Tifa does. We have the Power Soul equipped on her, which gets more and more powerful the closer she is to death. So her base attack without any special modifiers gets her a damage total of 96 with her first attack. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have a Cloud cast Big Guard just to keep up our defenses a little bit, because those level 2 magic spells out of his Mako Gun can do a good amount of damage to us, so we'll just take half damage now because of the magic barrier for Big Guard. Now let's boost Tifa's attack by having Cloud cast a Death Sentence onto Tifa. That's going to put a 60-second countdown on her, and when it gets down to 0, well, she'll die. The game looks at when you're in a near-death state with Tifa, and it amplifies the damage that she does with her attacks based on how close she is to death. So at this point, the game considers her 1 step closer to death, so instead of doing 96 damage, she did 380 damage with her normal attack, and that was not a critical hit either. So it increased the damage that she did by 4 times the normal amount, just because she's in a near-death state. We'll go ahead and we'll keep attacking with the other party members, keep trying to poison him, and then Cloud can use things like Aqua Lung to do a lot of damage as well. If one of your characters does not have the sadness effect, he can try to taunt that character a little bit. It doesn't do anything, it just wastes his turn. Well, now you'll see that Tifa's time is literally running out in this fight. We're consistently doing in the 380s of damage, but now that her time is up, the Reaper will come down and instantly kill her. That's okay though, I'm going to use a Phoenix Down to bring her back, and when she comes back to life, she will be in critical health. You can tell that a character is in critical health because it will actually be yellow in color. She's at 168, so she's considered to be 1 step closer to death. Now what we have to do is to get her another step closer to death by casting Death Sentence on her, so the game will see that she is both in critical health and she's under the Death Sentence status effect, which means that she's 2 steps closer to being dead, and now she'll do a whopping 784 damage, so that's 8 times the normal amount. You could increase that even more if you have a critical hit, which will do double damage, so you'd be closer to 1500 damage as opposed to the normal 96 damage, and you can force there to be a critical hit if you use the Death Blow Materia that we picked up in Gongaga. After you get rid of all 6,000 of Palmer's HP, he will have a close call, almost getting chopped to bits by the propeller of the tiny Bronco. He'll taunt you one more time before running away and getting hit by a truck. And that's going to be the end of this very easy boss fight. It was mostly comical, and it provided me a good opportunity to show you exactly what kind of stuff Tifa can do, and it's only going to get better from there. As a reward for our efforts, we get 1800 experience, 98 AP, 5000 gil, and the Eden coat, which is a pretty good armor piece for us. I can't stop it! Forget it. Get in. The tail's been hit. Emergency landing. This is gonna be a big splash. Hold on to your drawers and don't piss in them. She won't fly anymore. Can't we use it as a boat? Do whatever you want. Sid, what will you do now? I don't know. I'm history with the Shinra, and I've given up on that town. How about your wife, Shara? Wife? Don't make me laugh. Just thinking about marrying her gives me the chills. What are you guys gonna do? We're going after a man named Sephiroth. We'll have to get Rufus of the Shinra someday too. I don't know about any of that, but... oh, what the heck? Sign me up. How about it, everyone? I don't care. Glad to be aboard, numbskulls. Numbskulls? Yeah, anyone stupid enough to go against Shinra nowadays has gotta be a numbskull. I like it. So, where are we headed? Rufus was going after Sephiroth to the Temple of the Ancients. Really? Where is it? That Temple of the Ancients? Don't know. That numbskull kid was telling me he was heading the wrong direction, so maybe it's off this way. Let's just head for land and get some information. Temple of the Ancients. That name bothers me. When you're driving the Tiny Bronco, you can press X to get on or circle to get off. The Tiny Bronco can cross shallow waters and rivers, and you can also get on and off at beach areas. We're going to start by going over toward the right or toward the east, and then we're going to follow the shoreline up a little bit here. If you go way up into the corner here, you should be able to see where Nibelheim is. If you can see that, then what you want to do is to head down, follow the shoreline around, and that will take you into this river area. Let's keep following the river toward the right past the waterfall, and eventually you're going to see the Corel Desert Prison. So let's get off here, and then we're going to start heading north. We have to run all the way north until we get to Corel. It is quite a trek here. Luckily, there's not a whole lot of encounters that you have to get into along the way. I'm going to show you one that is of particular interest because it can be a little bit nasty, and that's against an enemy called the Joker. These guys have a variety of attacks that are related to different cards and the suits on them. So what happens is they'll get a turn, they'll either do a physical attack or they're going to draw a card. And what's on the card will determine what happens to you. So in this case, a diamond, it does something like a gill toss where they hit you and it does a little bit of damage. But the really nasty thing to watch out for is if you get the Joker card, which will automatically kill you. There's a 1 in 8 chance that you're going to get that happening to you. So it's best just to run away or to take them out quickly with something like Aqua Lung. I'm going to boost my battle speed all the way back up because that took way too long to get through that fight, and I just want to do it faster. And then I'm going to go into the magic menu with Tifa and just have her use Cure 2 and all on all the party members so that we're all back to full health. Now let's keep going north, and we're going to go into Corel. Once we're here, we're going to just go all the way toward the left, and we're going to go back to the cable car that will take us back up into the gold saucer because that's where we need to go. As we head up, take a moment to hit that like button. It really helps me out, and also comment down below letting me know what you think of this series. Also, don't forget to subscribe so that you can stay up to date with the rest of the videos in the series. Once we officially arrive in the gold saucer, we're going to go ahead and get out of the cable car and run around trying to get into the gold saucer. I wanted to see what would happen if you just snuck by the gatekeeper. However, we do have to pay for a ticket. We once again have the choice between whether we want to pay just a one-time pass for 3,000 gil or if we want to spend 30,000 gil to get a lifetime pass. We're not going to come here that often, so it is more economical just to pay the 3,000 gil at this time. We're going to get the rundown of all the rules, which we've already seen before. Then we're going to head in and we're going to go straight to the battle square. Once we're here, we're going to head straight up the walkway here all the way up to the top. And when we get up here, we're going to go over toward the right-hand side up the stairs, and there is a secret room back here that we're going to go into. This is Dio's showroom. Walk straight ahead and interact with the object for a scene. It's the Keystone. Hehehe, long time no see, boy. You like that, huh? I got it from the guy in a little shack south of here, past the river. If you want to know more, go there and talk to him. Can you let me borrow this? Hehehe, sorry, but it's not for rent. Since you've been good to me in the past, I can let you have it on one condition. One condition? Hehehe, entertain me. What do I gotta do? Oh boy. Hehehe, nothing all that difficult. This is the battle arena. Show me your fighting skills. Just you, boy. I'm expecting a good fight. We're automatically put into a fight. Now, this is a series of 8 battles. If you make it through all 8 battles, you'll get 2 accessories which aren't even very good. So let's just do ourselves a favor and run because we'll still get our reward. That's the best you could do? Well, a promise is a promise. Go ahead, take it. Received key item, Keystone. We shall meet again. Hahaha. Dio's gonna walk away, we can just follow him out now. It is theoretically possible to fight a lot in the battle arena and get enough points to buy Cloud's final limit break called Omni Slash, but it is so not worth it to do it now. We're gonna come back later and do that. Instead, what we're going to do is to leave the battle square going back to the station and then exit out the bottom right corner so that we can try to leave. As we do that, we're going to get close to the cable car and then talk to this person here. Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry, the tram is out of order right now. So? I'm really sorry. I'm afraid you won't be able to leave until it's fully repaired. What's wrong? Too bad. It happens, though. I know. Let's stay at the hotel. They know me here. I'll go talk to them. I'll let you know once the repairs are completed. After that conversation, the screen will fade to black and we will find ourselves in the Ghost Square Hotel. We don't usually get the chance to be together like this, huh? Cloud, how about it? Can you tell me what's happened so far? I don't really know what's going on because I wasn't here in the beginning. Yeah, I'm for that. I've been here since the beginning, and I still don't know what's going on either. Cloud, what's going on? Come on, tell us. Alright, I'll give it a shot. Whew. We are going after Sephiroth. Sephiroth must be in search of the Promised Land. The Promised Land? A land full of Mako energy, or at least that's what the Shinra believe. I don't know if it actually exists. The Cetras will return to the Promised Land, a land that promises boundless happiness. Cetra? That's some kind of disease? That's what the ancients call themselves. Hey, didn't you listen to the elders at Cosmo Canyon? You don't know where the Promised Land of the ancients is. You search and travel until you feel it. Then you just know that you found it. Aerith, can you feel it too? I think so. So Sephiroth is traveling the world because he's searching for the Promised Land. Is that it? He's searching for that and one other thing. The Black Materia? I heard from Dio that a man in a black cape was looking for the Black Materia. I've never heard of Black Materia. How many men with black capes and number tattoos are there? You know, of course, my tattoo is number 13. How did you get that tattoo? Hojo put it on me. The rest are just war scars, but the number was done by Hojo. So there are at least 13. You know, I think Hojo did something to those men in the black capes. But I don't know what it has to do with Sephiroth, though. That's why I think we should just go after Sephiroth himself. Yeah, me too. This is all just too confusing. And I'm sorry, forget it. I think I'm tired. I'm going to bed now. What was that, all of a sudden? What? That's it? I'm going to bed. Is that all? How about the Black Materia? You wouldn't understand even if I told you. Now all we gotta do is take action. We're starting tomorrow. Cloud. I'm number 13. Am I going to go mad too? I don't know what Hojo did to you, but you've been alright so far, right? But be strong. But I... Stop it, Red 13. Be strong. Tifa? You're not the only one who's worried. I don't know what's going on, but we're in a bad situation. Yo, Cloud, you still up? What's wrong? I was just thinking of going for a walk. What, just the two of us? What's wrong with that? Don't give me no lip, just come on. Now, because Barret came and chose us for the date, we get the Best Bromance trophy. We got this as the result of not only boosting affection with Barret, but also lowering affection with the other ladies. Tonight's enchantment night, all the attractions are free. How about it, you two? There's going to be an entertaining show in Event Square. Cloud, wanna take a peek? We'll automatically run over and jump down into the Event Square portal for a scene. Congratulations! You are our 100th couple today. Oh, wait, no you're not. Sorry. Let's go somewhere where we can talk, in private. Hey, you gotta be kidding. Just us two? Okay, that's cool, I guess. Yo, 2. Here you are, 2 tickets. Enjoy the sights of Gold Saucer. And now we get a very awkward time of mostly just staring at each other without any conversation. There are a couple funny lines that pop up throughout it, but for the most part, we're just gonna sit here in silence. Hey, Spikehead! What do you want to see the fireworks with me for? Not having fun. You should have asked one of them! Which would you have asked? Oh man, there just ain't no choice! Tifa, Aerith, Yuffie? Oh boy. What's that supposed to mean? Hey, you don't mean Marlene? No way! Forget it! There ain't no way I'm letting a wacko like you anywhere near my little Marlene. She's my baby, my prized possession. Marlene. Wish I could have brought Marlene here. She'd love the fireworks. Why'd I gotta be here with someone like you? The more I think about it, the madder I get. Darn fireworks anyways. Shut up. Oh man, I'm beat. Let's head back. It's Kate Sith. What's he doing so quietly? Is that the Keystone? Hey, Kate Sith! Kate Sith will run into the battle square, but we're going to cut him off by going directly to the Chocobo Square instead. Now let's climb up the stairs and go to the building at the top. Kate Sith is already here. He'll run one way around the counter, we'll go the opposite way, and then circle back around, and then we'll both leave. And then that will be the end of this chase sequence. Hey, over here! The Keystone! Well done. Hey. Wait a second. I won't run or hide. Yes, I was a spy. I was hired by the Shinra. You dirty. I couldn't help it. How about if we go on like nothing ever happened? No way, Cat. You got a lot of guts acting like a friend but being a spy. Then what are you gonna do? Kill me? You'd just be wasting your time if you tried. This body's just a toy anyway. My real body's at Shinra headquarters in Midgar. I'm controlling this toy cat from there. The heck you are? What's your real name? Whoa, I can't tell you my name. We're not getting anywhere. See, I told you, talking won't do any good, so can't we just continue our journey? You think I'm joking? Alright, yes, I am a Shinra employee. But we're not entirely enemies. Something bothers me. I think it's your way of life. You don't get paid, you don't get praised, yet you still risk your lives and continue on your journey. Seeing that makes me... It just makes me think about my life. I don't think I'd feel too good if things ended the way they are now. You ain't fooling us this time. He'll never tell the truth. Once a spy, always a spy. We can't go on with someone like that. Come on, get real. Just as I thought, talking won't make a bit of difference. But I prepared something in case this happened. Why don't you listen to this? Papa? Tifa? Marlene? Hey, it's Dad! Dad, it's me, Marlene! So, you have to do as I say. You're the lowest. I didn't want to do this, using dirty tricks and taking hostages. But this is how it is. No compromises. So why don't we go on as we did? Oh, you didn't seem to know this, but... The Keystone is the key to the Temple of the Ancients. Even so, you're all going, right? I know where it is, so I'll show you later. The Shinra have already been there, but I guess you have to deal with that. Well, we're stuck. We'll have to do what he says. Sorry, Cloud. We'll find ourselves back in our hotel room. Before we go anywhere, we're going to go to the closet in the back. If we open that up, we're going to get an elixir. Now let's go ahead and leave this area. What took you so long, Cloud? Oh yeah, about the Temple of the Ancients. I think if we take the tiny Bronco east towards the sea, we should be able to find it. Well then, shall we get going? Who's gonna go? I want to go. I'm going for sure. So we're going to take Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa as our party members. Before you leave, inspect the poster on the wall to the left side. This is Turtle's Paradise number 3. Forget the bad times with a nice drink. Only thing missing in Gold Saucer is a pub with good drinks and a great atmosphere. Stop in the Turtle's Paradise. Now let's go ahead and leave the hotel. Kate Sith will say, then see you later, and we're going to take off. We're going to head down the stairs and go to the bottom right corner. We'll find the gravestone labeled station. If you interact with it, you'll fall down and wind up back in the entrance to the Gold Saucer. We're going to go ahead and leave out the bottom right exit, and then we're going to head over and get into the cable car so that we can travel back down to Corel. Now that we're here, we're going to leave the station area and we're going to travel all the way toward the right side so that we can run past all of these stores and we'll exit out the right to go back to the world map. Now we just have to run straight south until we get back to where the tiny Bronco is. So you might get into a couple fights along the way here. Don't worry about that though. You can fight them if you want to. There's now no restrictions on leveling whatsoever. So fight to your heart's content or keep running away. The choice is yours at this point. And we'll get back down to the tiny Bronco. We're going to get inside of it, but we're not going to go too far. We just have to go a little bit further down the river, and then we're going to exit off the right side on this beachy area. There's going to be a house with a blue roof. Let's go ahead and hop inside of it real quick. Now there's a man back here. Let's go talk to him. Huh? Oh, another customer. You sure picked an out-of-the-way place, but if it's the Keystone you're looking for, you're too late. Don't have it. Keystone? What, you didn't come here for that? The Keystone is the key that unlocks the gate to a very old temple somewhere. You're not going to believe your ears, but I heard it was the Temple of the Ancients. The Temple of the Ancients? Ha 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 ha! Don't take it seriously, it's just a legend. Huh? What? Let's change the subject. All the weapons you see here I made myself, but lately I haven't been able to get materials. Hey, you wouldn't happen to have any Mythril on you, would you? I'll trade you something good if you could spare some. We're gonna give him some. Hey, thanks. Alright, you can help yourself to either a big or a small box. So we need to go to the small box in order to get the item called Great Gospel. It's actually up here in this little mail slot looking thing. What we're going to do is wait for him to come up the stairs, and then he's going to interact with it, and then he'll actually put it into this slot for us. So I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. He opened it up, closed it. He's going to walk back down. I'm still not able to open this up for the life of me to get it. He's actually going to go downstairs and open up another chest, and then that is the one that we have to wait for him to open. And now that he's done opening up all of these things and depositing the items, we can grab the Great Gospel item from inside of the box in the upper left hand corner. So now what we're going to do is use this item and we're going to give it to Aerith, and this will teach her her final limit break called Great Gospel. So once you do that, then you're going to get a new trophy called See the Light for teaching Aerith her final limit break, Great Gospel. You don't even have to use that limit break at any point, you just have to learn it from the item. Now let's go ahead and leave. We're going to do a little bit of prep work before we head off to the Temple of the Ancients. To do that, we're going to start heading down and toward the left. This is toward the southwest area. We're going to go to Gongaga, which is pretty close by. If you just run south until you hit this beach, then head straight toward the west and you'll see it right here. We're going to go inside and we're going to try to get a very particular enemy to show up so that we can steal something from it. So as you run through here, just make sure that you get into an encounter with this enemy here. This is called the Kimara bug. It's kind of like a praying mantis mixed with a grasshopper. It can do something like butterfly attack, which doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it's especially dangerous when it casts stop web because it will stop you from doing anything in combat. What we want to do is to steal from it so that we can get the item called spider web. That's going to be a very important item for a boss fight. It basically is the difference between us having a fairly easy time with a fight or an almost impossible time with it. So make sure you steal at least one of the spider webs. If you get into a fight with two enemies, go ahead and steal both of them. You don't have to finish the fight if you don't want to. You can just go ahead and flee at this point. You see, it looks like they're trying to stop my characters here. That would be bad if we were all stopped, but even so, we can run away from this point. So if we look at stop web, what it does is it casts slow on all of the enemies, and that's going to be important for an upcoming boss fight like I mentioned before. So now that we have that, we're going to go to the upper right side and we're going to go into Gongaga itself. We've got to do a little shopping to prepare for the upcoming Temple of the Ancients. Let's go to the building pretty much straight ahead from the entrance. We'll talk to the man behind the counter and we're going to choose to buy some items. We're going to buy a few things. Just restock yourselves on some Phoenix Downs, some tents, and you also have the ability to purchase some things like the tranquilizers, hypers if you need some more of those. I like to buy just a few softs in case we get petrified, that way we can heal ourselves from that. Let's go ahead and leave the item shop, and now we're going to go into the shop just to the left, diagonally up from there. We'll talk to this person, and this is the accessory shop. We're going to buy a couple things here. Number one, we want to scroll down just a little bit until we see the Fury Ring. This will automatically put a character into Berserk, and this helps us with an upcoming boss fight as well. So purchase one of those, and I would recommend buying a time materia as well. If we pair that with the added effect materia that we got earlier, we can use normal attacks to either slow or completely stop enemies, and that's a pretty powerful combination. Let's go ahead and now leave Gongaga. We'll just exit out the top left corner here and then be back out into the world map. Now we're going to circle around Gongaga and start heading toward the northeast so that we can get back to where the tiny Bronco is, and then we're going to head over toward the Temple of the Ancients. Once you're in the tiny Bronco, head over toward the right side, that's toward the east, and then follow that dark water line down until you get toward the bottom of it, and then start heading toward the right. Eventually you'll see some beaches straight ahead of you. Either there's one here, or you can go up and to the right. That will take you to a bigger beach. We can hop out and then just go into the middle of this forest area to find the Temple of the Ancients. I'm going to stop outside to save the game, and I'll actually save the Temple of the Ancients for the next episode. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to stay up to date with the rest of the series. In the next part, we'll do the Temple of the Ancients all the way through the end of Disc 1. So I'll see you soon for that. Until then, thanks for watching and have a good day.